I need to get some rest, but I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here. At the...
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
One
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What did
Chris
you think
likes
of
Cass?
I like.
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my God.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong. Sorry.
Sorry. I couldn't not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack
now.
him across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first High Lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. What's going on, Indigo Chameleon audience? It's me, your good buddy Scribe, here to remind you of the fun ways that you can interact here on Indigo Chameleon, even when we're not streaming. One, we've got an amazing Discord. Come and hang out with us. We would love to have you there. You can find some inspiration if you need it. There's memes. There's even like fun ways for you to be like the first one to know when we're looking for players for a remote one-shot or a one-shot located here at Indigo Chameleon Studios. So please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. We also have a merch store. Yeah, it's a chance for you, the dear viewer, to help us represent the brand a little bit. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's prints, there's shower curtains. So I hear one day you will be mine, shower curtain. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. And as always, there's always a spot here at the table for you. You are the 7th player at this spot. You can use stream points by clicking that little karma right at the bottom of your screen, right where the chat is, one of those sides. You can do that and earn stream points. Every time you tune in, you help us raid, you spread the word, donate bits. That, well, I don't know about spreading the word, it'd be hard to track that, but all of those other things will help you earn stream points that you can use to help your players when they need it the most. Thank you all so much for all your support.
I didn't have the
I was
mic.
gonna say something. You were waiting.
He was waiting.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Salutations. Buongiorno. Hello. It is Thursday night. It is time for a little D&D here on Indigo Chameleon. Hopefully we are finding you well. Thank you so much for joining us. As those announcements said, we have a Discord. You can come hang out in that Discord and find all sorts of cool stuff like memes and inspiration and a habitat where you can just chill and be in the habitat and bask in the warm glow of other Indigo Chameleonites. We also have lots of other channels in that Discord. And I guess we also have a merch store as well that you can go and find cool stuff like mugs that have karma on them.
There's caffeine in that.
Oh, there is.
It's really old caffeine
really
from like
old
7
caffeine.
a.m.
And you can find prints and cool shirts and sweatshirts and all sorts of fun stuff like that. So, see, look, we're playing Somebody Sometime, and our good buddy Wolf Grin is going to be the game master. Yeah.
And Texas.
And Texas.
Am I still me? Who am I?
You're
Still you.
You're still you.
It's every time.
But yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in tonight and telling everybody that you know about the channel. We don't pay for advertisements, so everything that you guys do to tell people about it, we really appreciate. We are happy to announce that we have joined up with a stream team, the Storytellers Union. You'll see a little change there if you like scroll over to where our team is, and the Storytellers Union kind of is a very, very welcoming community of TTRPG streamers. So if you see us streaming any of their content, please stick around for a little bit and take a look over in their direction. They've got some really great stuff, and there'll be more announcements about that on the Discord as well. But yes, we want to say thank you to them for welcoming us with open arms. Schedule for this week. Fun and exciting stuff tomorrow. We go to Neverland as the group does their very first mission under the group, the Council, which is a group of heroes and anti-heroes that have banded together to stop the Mother Mimic from swallowing Neverland. So join us tomorrow as you see some more D&D 5e fun. We don't have anything going on Saturday, but I have it on good authority. You might be able to catch some D&D somewhere else, possibly. Icky V, what you got?
This week, we probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, are going to be streaming something on my channel. Either Friday night or Saturday night, depending upon weather. And I know that sounds weird, but my son's birthday's coming up, and we're doing a bonfire night. So one of those days, we're hoping to get a bonfire in. Anyway, Skello, they are on the island currently. One of my characters has found themselves in Wonderland, thanks to a dream-induced poison dart, and the other has found himself in Reality Land. So,
Icky, I didn't want to do this on stream, but like, I mean, we technically called dibs on Wonderland. You know that, like, we were going in, and I definitely said like dibs, like.
Funnily enough, I am sticking as true to your story as I can, so it's
Okay,
fine.
that's fine. That's fair.
So it's your world, it's not mine.
Okay,
We're good.
just have and when show up and take care of this.
That's right. This is when you copyrighted all of Wonderland from.
Yes, I called Bobby Carroll.
Bobby Carroll? That's
And,
not
yeah.
his name.
Pretty soon.
But they're trying to work out how to get out of their weird psychosis, and the rest of the world is trying to fix them. There is a bunch of Tabaxi that have been kidnapped, and the group is trying to figure out how to get them back. So that's what we're doing this weekend.
Yes, so tune in if you can to that channel and drop a follow, Icky B's direction. She does amazing D&D and lots of interactivity for you to watch and be another member at the table. So on Sunday, we're going to do the one-shot that we were going to try to do last night, but unfortunately due to some technical issues, we weren't able to finish. This is our Neverland one-shot that morphed into 3 episodes with a very unique team of heroes, a lot of fun to be had, and some new faces that we'd like to welcome to the channel. Tuesday, we go back to Wonderland as the group who has not taken a long rest and
In like
is down an obscenely large amount of spell slots, is down hit points, is down hit dice, and has decided to provoke a fight in a room crowded by individuals that are each holding daggers.
not all of us decided this.
But well, the decision was made regardless, and I, as the DM, OOC, had to have the conversation of like, gang, I can stretch this as far as I can, but I don't think
you're gonna die, suckers.
I don't know how far I don't know if everybody can walk away from this. So yeah, so lots of fun stuff going on Tuesday night. Tune in for some Wonderland shenanigans, and I think that takes us all the way back around. That's it for announcements. once upon a time,
I forgot my hat.
on the Lost Isle, the heroes had found themselves in the late 1800s in New York. They currently were traveling to a expo that they had heard about, where the subject of their search, Nikola Tesla, who was held up. The group hopped in a cab. The cab turned out to be two mimics engaged in a kiss of death. As the
Wait.
cab.
Did these two particular never?
Yeah, let's not go there.
Let's not. But they managed to defeat the mimics using some very clever casting and the help of a friendly druid plesiosaurus. They were also able to banish the ghostly figure that was there in the space after Cass vanished from the scene as well, reappearing shortly after. I encourage you all to watch that particular episode. There's some interesting reveals and some lead up to where this episode's going and the arcs for some of the characters. So we actually left the episode as in this alleyway, there was a dome that had been cast that currently holds Texas, Cass, and Turk engaged in conversation, where on the outside, go ahead, Kiara.
And a mimic slug.
And a mimic slug.
Snail. Right? Snail. Yeah.
Yes.
Would you like to do the
No,
recap?
it's okay because I was just reading that. I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot. And I was like, Cass, Texas, Turk, snail.
Yep. Where Texas is currently holding a snail. Meanwhile, William, Tren, our brand new mind flayer buddy, and who else is outside? Oh, Kiara as a plesiosaurus have just encountered two police officers. The police officer has been told that the plesiosaurus is merely paper mache, but upon walking towards the plesiosaurus and slapping it on the back, has realized that this is a very realistic form of paper mache. And that is where we are going to catch up with tonight's episode. So, William and Tren, and Kiara, if go ahead and give me insight checks as the police officer comes up to where the plesiosaurus is and touches it, and then you see his partner going off of his cue here as two of them have entered into the alleyway. And the officer is looking at the plesiosaurus. I need insight checks from the three of you, please.
That would be a 3 from Tren.
Yeah. Moswald, thanks, buddy. We appreciate the support. Thank you, Tren.
That's a 23 with a nat 20.
A
Or
nat-
24.
I got you beat. 1, because we're playing golf.
So, Tren, what did you get again, buddy?
A 3.
Okay, so the two humans that are currently engaged in conversation, you guys think that he's buying this hook, line, and sinker. He's in it to win it. Kiara, as he slaps you, this is appropriate. You realize that this police officer is not buying it. That he is looking a little confused. As he's looking, his partner, who has been somewhat silent this whole time, standing a little ways near the back, walks up to William and Tren and looks at you, and he says, if you boys wouldn't mind doing me a favor and holding out your hands, please. Wrist up.
Is it really a crime to be making paper mache?
Boys, I'm going to ask you one more time. Hold up your hands, wrist up.
On what charges?
Tren, he's going to reach forward, and as he does, his partner's going to turn back, who's over near the plesiosaurus, and goes, Michael, what are you doing? And Tren, he's going to grab your hand. If you're going to try to break away from this is a contested athletics check. Or you can just let him take your hand.
I'm gonna contest.
Okay.
Okay, so question.
Yes,
William.
A new one for me.
Sure.
That's a 4.
Okay, so are you making a roll against his? So if a disadvantage was imposed on it, that would affect you.
Correct. Basically, he's reaching out and asking for Tren's hand, and reaching towards it and to pull it upward to look at it.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I guess he's looking at it then.
Cool. Trent, he takes your hand and pulls it up, and as he does, he flips it around and takes a look at your wrist, and puts it down on the ground, and he walks over to William and grabs your wrist as well. William, do you let him grab your wrist, or do you just?
I'll show. I'll
Sure.
put it up and show it.
He looks at both of your wrists, and as he does, he goes, once again, the other officer's like, Michael, what is it you're... And Michael begins to cast Charm Person on his partner.
Okay.
He reaches out to the other police officer, and he goes, you know what, why don't you head back, and I'll take care of this situation. And you see his partner go, thank you so much. I don't even know the paperwork that you'd need to do to cite a damn dinosaur in the alleyway. And he shakes his head, yes. And as the other police officer leaves, Michael looks at you all and says, what are you doing in my city?
Kind of a long story.
Is she polymorphed? Or did she do this to herself?
She did that to herself.
Man, could you come down and speak to us, please?
The plesiosaur will nod, and then I will shift back.
You look. We love you too, Grim. He will look at you, Kiara, and as he looks back at the alleyway and looks around, doing a perception check, he drops the facade, and before you see the same uniform in place as a elven man stands in front of you. The humanoid features, you see the ears becoming a bit more pointed. You see the skin becoming a little bit more pale, and the eyes kind of moving up to resemble the features of an elven man. And he goes, you're obviously not from around here, and you have no infractions, so I'm going to let you go. But he looks over at you, Kiara, and as he does, he reaches down to his side. He goes, if you ever, in view of the public, decide to turn into a dinosaur again, I'll put you down myself.
What about these mimics over here?
And he looks to where there are no mimics. There is a bunch of slime and...
Well, I mean, there were mimics here. Okay, so we got attacked by mimic car. It was two mimics together. Where were you then?
Where was
Thanks
I?
for policing your city.
This is the best time to antagonize William.
When's a good time?
He comes up to William and gets up into his face a little bit. So he's going to stand there, and he goes, I was protecting the people of this fair city, and it looks like you were able to hold court fairly well over these two mimics, you said, joined together?
And a car.
Are you from this city?
No.
Are you from around here?
No.
If you're not from around here, and you're not in this city, then you're not under my jurisdiction. My job is to protect the people who don't know any better from magic or mimics or plesiosaurus or any other sort of creatures that walk around this space.
So mimic cars are the norm here?
Okay, that is a 26 to hit.
Okay. Reaction.
Okay.
Shift.
He grabs, extends a hand in your direction, buddy, and he's attempting to shocking grasp you. Does a 26 hit your AC?
But you'll have to roll that at disadvantage.
I will roll that at disadvantage. A 22 to your AC.
Well, that will curse hit.
Okay. You are only going to take, hello, I want to say hi to Cassadia. I hope I said your name right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. And Sanctum Cosplays, thank you so much for joining as well. You see this police officer reach out and his hand grabs Williams by the underarm and you see a bolt of electricity come out. William, you're only going to take 6 points of lightning damage here.
Got it.
And as he does, he looks back at Kiara and Tren and says, you need to teach your friend some manners.
We're working on it.
And he looks down at you, William, and says, unless you want a mark on your wrist, you'll shut your mouth. Do you understand?
I'm sorry, manners what?
And he backs up a little bit and goes, I'll thank you all to be leaving as soon as the dome finishes. Do you understand?
Yes, officer.
He turns around and walks out of the alleyway.
That's the rudest gentleman I've ever spoken to in my entire life.
Ooh, you got in trouble.
That's the rudest gentleman. Have you looked in a mirror, William?
He escalated to violence when I didn't even do anything. They tell me that's not right.
The things that come out of your mouth, do you think about them before you say them?
He said manners to me when he's the one who shocked me.
He asked you
For
to
trying to
stop
tell him
and you
about mimic cars?
continued.
What? Are you kidding me? We just almost, if we hadn't have been lucky.
Cass, Turk, Texas, your conversation has ended. The previous one that you were having. Let's cut back to you, unless there's any more that needed to be discussed. It was a bit of an emotional conversation, but you do hear a bit of a commotion coming from outside. But other than that, what would you guys be doing?
I'm going to peek my head out because if it's a dangerous situation, I don't want this mimic to pop out of its snail form.
Okay.
So I'm going to peek my head out before actually leaving the place.
I rarely do this with you.
Yeah.
Hyper specifically, where is the snail?
I had it in my hand because I didn't want to risk it getting crushed.
The snail is in your hand.
Yeah.
With enough room to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just holding it in your hand.
Yeah, I didn't want to stick it in a pocket and have the pocket get crushed.
Okay.
I'm trying to protect the thing.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you look out. It looks like William and Kiara are having a conversation. Kiara is out of Plesiosaurus mode, and standing there, and you see a very young masculine Texas stick her head outside of the hut and look at all of you.
So, did we hear all this commotion while we were inside?
No.
Okay.
No. I think the conversation that you, Turk, and Cass were having would definitely have superseded any sort of like loud commotion that was coming from him.
True Sanctum cosplays. True. All right. So I'm gonna say, is the coast clear? Because I don't want to leave if this nail's gonna get crushed.
Just look out
to,
for
like
cops.
out all of them out there.
Everything is calmed down out here.
Okay. This is a mimic. It's very tiny. If it gets hit, it's going to become a mimic again. So we have a couple of choices. We can either put it somewhere.
Give it to the cop.
The cop? What cop?
He is walking out of the alley. But if you would like to go and catch him, you can certainly try.
Yeah.
Can I run it?
No, absolutely not. You stay right there. I'm going to call out for him. I heard his name was Michael, so I'm going to call him Sir Michael and ask him to wait.
All right.
Oh gosh, we are going to end up fighting this mimic all over again.
Michael, you see a hurry of footsteps as Michael comes back around the corner and sticks his head in. He walks towards you a little bit.
We do have a polymorphed mimic. What would you like done with it, sir?
I would be extra gentle because just a flick of the finger and this thing's going to be
I'm
much
again.
larger.
He walks over to where you are and holds out his hand.
All right. I really don't want to fight this thing again. Please be careful.
He takes the mimic in his hand, and he will walk back into the alleyway, walking past you and William and Tren. He kind of gives you guys some side glances. He walks towards the back of the alleyway and over towards where a sewer grate is.
Okay.
And as he goes over towards the sewer grate, he goes, can I have someone's hand, please?
To
open the grate.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll open the grate.
Okay.
You're going to dump it down there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is that a common thing you do? You just dump mimics in your sewers?
Texas, please.
Okay. Just checking.
Sanjin, you're getting one. You're not getting anything else. Do you understand? You're getting one. There is a growl or grumble that seems to echo out from underneath the sewer grate. It is a loud, vibrating rumble that seems to come out from the grate as you just hear this and feel this vibration deep, deep in your soul as he takes the mimic and holds it up over the grate and then drops it. And as he does, as quick as you can see, everybody that's out and about, William, Tren, Kiara, and Texas, go ahead and give me perception checks. Let's see if you can catch some dream.
16.
Pat draws, that was good. 16 for William. Tren.
A 1?
No. Man, we ain't found. Yeah.
I've
You
been
realize
using
you could
2.
roll a d20 and not a d4, right?
Oh,
Oh, that's what we were doing wrong. Trent?
sorry. It's my first time playing D&D. My bad.
How do you D&D?
Ian don't.
You D and don't. Kiara, what about you?
24.
24, Texas.
Oh, sorry. I thought because I was standing over the grate, I didn't have to. Oh, that's a 14 plus
Okay.
something. 2.
Trent, you're kind of looking all over the place, but exactly where you were supposed to be. William, Kiara, Texas, as he drops the polymorphed snail, you see very quickly a set of elongated jaws come out of the sewer. You don't see any eyes, and most of the jaw is covered with trash and refuse of some kind, with a bit of slime dripping off of it. The jaws are long and very large. You're not sure how they physically come out of the space, but they clamp around the snail, and you see the mouth almost balloon outward as the snail itself, and the mimic gives an unearthly scream as Sandrine drags it back into the sewer, and the police officer shuffles the sewer grate back on top of it.
Can Neverland get one of those? Because that would help us.
Pat draws, I think it might be a new viewer, and he's asked to sum up the entire campaign in 10 words or less. So, do you want me to try this?
Yes.
Okay. Heroes from present travel through time, fixing mistakes, also King Arthur? Question mark.
That was a haiku.
If that sums it up, Pat draws. All set within 5e Dungeons and Dragons. You're welcome. Yeah, so as that...
I'm saving that. I have to save this somewhere.
Yeah. That's good too. I like that, Akipi. That's better. They're both good. So as Michael closes the grate and looks back at the group, goes, not yet.
I was typing that's next week.
he looks at the group and he goes, "Are there any other polymorphed creatures on your person that you need disposal of?"
Not at the moment, but
I'm gonna
but
take your deafening silence as a no.
does
Yeah.
he have a name? Can we just call him at any time? Because he could be real useful.
You can. I'm not sure he would listen to you, but what is it? Conjure at your own risk.
What was his name again?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you if you weren't paying attention in the first
Well,
place.
I was, but I forget things sometimes.
Sangini, Matt, I think, or Michael.
No, it was something that started with an S.
Sandrine.
Sagini.
Tren is really
Oh,
playing off that nat 1. Like, he's really...
Sandrine?
Just watch the VOD, you'll know it for sure.
Oh, no, that was an 11-word summary. Wait, no. King Arthur has a hyphen. That's 2 10. Yeah, in my brain.
King Arthur is a compound word?
Well, scientists are still not sure. So the police officer leaves the alleyway, and you all are free to roam about the cabin as you see fit. This might be a good time to take a short rest if you so need it. But Turk and Cass are... Let's cut back to Turk and Cass, who are still in the hut.
Seeing Texas leave the hut, Turk probably would have stood up and looked down. Cass, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are we clear here? Are we good?
I don't really have a choice. You guys are forcing my hand as much as I want to be able to say I did it on my own. I don't think I can. And you want me to tell you everything, so I will.
I think tonight might be a good time to sit down with everyone and let's discuss it with them.
Okay.
Let's get a plan in place. And Turk's gonna reach his hand down to see if she will allow him to lift her up onto her feet.
I'll get up.
And we're here for you, Cass. I think you've always known that. You can trust
I was
us.
by myself doing everything to manage it all for a very long time, and that made me feel like I was the only one I could rely on. It's not easy to reach back when someone reaches towards you. But
And
I don't
with that,
really.
Turk is going to see if she will allow him to pull her into a quick hug.
She'll hug him back.
It's a very sweet moment. And it goes on for just the right amount of time. Before Tren, William, Kiara, Texas, you guys head back inside the hut to formulate a plan outside. Yeah.
Right, so do we get another cab to go to the place to find Nicholas Tesla? How many mimics do you think there are in this city? That would be great. Do we have any idea how far this place is away?
Does anyone here have any experience navigating New York City?
Of the 1800s.
1899. Can't say that I do.
Nope.
Sorry.
What was the place called that we were going to again?
Don't you guys have like GPS on your phones?
We can't exactly be walking around with cellular devices at this time, Turk.
It's called
Yeah, let me
Wardenclyffe
just sync
Tower.
up with the satellite, I guess.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Does anybody remember the name of the place we were going to? Sorry.
Hold on.
Wardenclyffe Tower.
Did we see any places close that would have a map, like that I could purchase?
Yeah, you know what? There's a couple of newsstands. Yeah, actually, with the Nat 20, there's a newsstand right outside the alleyway. You notice that there are quite a few places that would have maps to help you navigate the city fairly well. When Tren suggests to you that everybody was heading to Wardenclyffe Tower, that name strikes familiar in your brain for that's where everybody was kind of set off for, or where the cabbie supposedly was taking you before it turned into the nightmare that it was. I will say this: upon buying the map, this is one of those instances where, like, a skill, I'm not going to have you like, but I don't know how to hold a map. No, you would have enough wherewithal to look at a map and be able to navigate where Wardenclyffe Tower was, and realize that it is about a 10 to 15 minute walk from where you currently are.
All right.
Well,
I will alert them.
How prominent would this tower be in New York's current landscape?
The Wardenclyffe Tower? Let me look that up. I don't know. I don't know in comparison to everything, to the landscape as a whole, but there were some somewhat large buildings in this time period. Not nearly. Let's see. The tower was known as the Tesla Tower. And it's currently in the stages of being built. It's not fully recognized as a particular, like, prominent tower. And don't get me wrong, people are not allowed in the. It's not like a huge hotel.
100 feet tall, 94 feet tall.
Icky, that's brilliant. I love it. So it's not too far away. It's actually in a place called Shoreham, Long Island, New York, that you guys are headed to currently, as I will just use some suspension of disbelief as the Mimic car ride took you a little bit further than you anticipated. But upon walking around for the 10 or 15 minutes, are we headed to Shoreham, to Wardenclyffe Tower?
Yes.
Yeah. As you walk up to the tower, you are actually greeted to some tents and things like that, because the tower itself is under construction currently. It will not fully reach its status as a tower and a building of prominence until 1901. But what you do see is a bit of an expo, as you will. As you are greeted to something called, let me get the name of this right as I pull up my notes. You are greeted to the Tesla Electric Company Expo. The Tesla Electric Company Expo it is in its baby stages. TLDR, Time Bandits meets D&D. That's my T-shirt. Yes, absolutely. As you see a few places that have been setting up, think the Avengers movie, with the small expo detailing the latest and technological advances for the late 1800s. You see people gathered about in finery and suits that are wandering around these small stalls and exhibits, and some pretty interesting sights and views as you see the first experiments with electricity and things of that sort.
Okay.
Thank you, D&D with THC, for joining our tribe. This name makes me very happy. So yes, as you make your way over towards where the expo is, you do see a somewhat of a formal security there. It doesn't look too intensive or anything along those lines, but there is a couple of individuals that look to be wearing black and gray three-piece suits, wearing a tie and a hat, that are checking people's credentials. Each one is coming in with looks to be a slip of paper allowing them access. It is not children and families running around. These look like the majority is mostly men, a smattering of women being allowed into the expo.
Is there a chance that I could see one of those pages of maybe somebody like walking by us with it out, or are they just pulling it out?
Oh,
we observe somebody?
Tell you what, Mikey, give me percentile dice. Let's just see if the gods are in your favor tonight. If you beat my percentile roll, then yeah, somebody happens to be walking by and they're holding on one of these papers and just sort of examining it before they hand off the paper to somebody else.
You're gonna have to roll high.
Okay.
I got it.
You got a 15? Unfortunately,
Oh wait. Yeah. So 15.
Time Bandits meets D&D. Hello, Harley Fox. Hello, welcome. Yes. So unfortunately, as you scope out the crowd, William, nobody is like, "Hey, check out this nifty invite to the Tesla Expo." Like, no one seems to be holding the paper out in such a manner.
I bet I could talk us in. I can be very persuasive. You want me to
Just
try?
because
While she's deciding whatever she's going to do, like how I'm just gonna turn around and write on my Merlin's sheet. I'm just gonna write invitation.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's
You're
good.
just writing the word invitation.
Yes.
So you have a piece.
Tesla invitation.
You have a piece of paper now that has the words Tesla invitation on it.
Yes. It's the Merlin paper.
No, I'm aware.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
So it will assume the form of what.
This is no. That's not how the paper works.
You said it worked like the Time Lord paper, like the credential.
Read the object information. I said this is as good as psychic paper. I did not say it was psychic paper. This is the equivalent of a child coming up to you with a piece of paper that says infinite monies. And you go, well, this seems legit.
permission slip signed by Dad.
So it doesn't work like psychic paper. Okay, got it.
It does not become, I think this will let us in the club. Sir, this just says VIP on it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I tried. There you go.
They ran out of formal invitation. They just sent me this one.
He very hurriedly handed this to me.
Yeah, I'll write Tesla informal invitation on it. How about that?
You do you. I'm merely your DM.
This couldn't possibly bite us in the butt.
So has anybody ever seen Tesla's signature?
Oh yeah, I have like 14 forms signed by him personally. No, I'm sure somebody has, but probably none of us.
Let me pull out my cell phone and see if I have signal. Just because why not?
Okay. You pull out your cell phone. The people yell, "Witchcraft! You were burned at the stake." Please re-roll it. You very discreetly pull out your cell phone and look at it.
This is by invitation only, like we can see that.
No one has spoken with them. You do see individuals walking up and flashing a piece of paper. If you guys want to get close, I would say right now you're about 50 to 60 feet back. But it does look to be Kiara, give me a perception check.
That I can do. I can do perception. I'm good at that. That's actually not bad. What is camera?
Hi, my name's William. Welcome to YouTube. This is my infinite monies hack in the Lost Isle. Now you're gonna need some paper.
23.
20.
Thanks, hate him.
Yeah. 23. Kiara, you take a second to scope out the individuals that are walking up. They do seem to be showing a piece of paper. However, there are, during your time of scoping out with a 23, how do I want to reward this? Yeah, okay. Everybody shows a piece of paper, except for two people that come running up and run right past these gentlemen, each one in white lab coats. And the people standing like and sort of looking at pieces of paper don't pay any attention to the individuals running by in the two white lab coats who seem to be in a bit of a frantic rush to get to somewhere.
All right, I've got an idea.
Okay.
Wait, what years is it
Anyone
again?
got any lab coats?
1899.
1899.
Some lab coats.
2 years before the Wardenshire Tower is finished.
Complete.
What's your idea?
So those two just ran through with the lab coats on and had no problem. They didn't need to show any sort of paperwork. So potentially, if we were able to find some lab coats, we could get in. No problem.
Okay, I've got a backup plan if we can't find lab coats.
As long as William doesn't talk, we might be okay.
Okay, so I can generally talk myself into most places, and I bet I could talk a group of like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 of us into a place.
I'm
not sure if I can talk 6 of us into a place, but a lot of us have the ability to be smaller or what. Like I could change somebody into something small and pocket size, and I'm sure you probably could be pocket size too. I mean, we could probably talk a small group of us in as assistants or people delivering something.
I'm gonna let you guys plan. Pat Draw's suggestion of a plate of cookies and a bribe would work on me, and you'd probably just walk in.
I don't have any cookies.
Okay.
So I think we have a couple of options. I think if we can perhaps look around and see if there's any flyers for the expo, see if it says specifically on there that we need an invitation, or if we just need a flyer. We just need a flyer. We can all get in with one flyer.
Okay.
A group.
So we try for the flyer first.
Try for the flyer first. Second, if we can get a couple of lab coats, we can go in maybe 2 at a time and go in.
And then somehow get the lab coats back to the next 2 people?
Perhaps, or just all find lab coats. But not go in as a big
Got
group.
it.
I
So
think a big group would be too obvious.
So we need a flyer or 6 lab coats or to reduce our group size visually.
What if we
Could
put a hole in the
1 or
fence?
2 lab coats go in and then say we need these guys in with us now?
Oh, that's a good idea too.
Perhaps. I'm not seeing if all of that would work out very, very well. Is there a back entrance, perhaps?
A back entrance? I mean, we could try.
Well, we only saw this one. We haven't looked other ways. But if we can find out, first we do need to find out if it's by invitation only.
Guys, I can wear a lab coat. I just don't know what to do with my...
Puritan Pete can wear a lab coat.
Accoutrements?
Absolutely he can.
I mean, I have the capability of putting a lab coat on right at this moment.
Yes, I know you're Superman, but that's one of us.
Anybody else getting weird auditory feedback?
It's just when.
It's when I talk.
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't blame
He might
you.
have me up loud on his computer.
Oh yeah. Look at that volume, buddy. Oh. No, it's happening with me too.
John, mute yours.
How am I supposed to mute it? I've got no control.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. We'll muscle
It's
through
all right.
it. We're good now.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. So, as God returns his gaze to you, what is the plan?
We were going to look for a flyer to find out if invitations were in fact required. But if we didn't see any flyers, because I'm guessing there's not just a plethora of paper everywhere in the 1900s.
Is there a gate or a fence that goes completely around this enclosure?
You gonna start walking around the outskirts?
Well, can I tell from
where we
are
are?
right
Can
now?
we see what surrounds it?
I would say that there is a fence. It's easily in view. You don't know if it is just this first area and goes around, but from where you are, you can see this fence.
Anybody have block cutters or like? No, not in our inventories.
I've got a couple short swords. I've got a longbow.
I don't keep bolt cutters in my pockets. They're a bit heavy.
Thank you for the raid, Chaotic Calling. We love you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Lost Isle, gang.
Okay, so among us, who is going to be the least ostentatiously dressed? Who might be able to slip into the crowd and not look too terribly stand out?
I would say the only one whose dress has them sticking out is Turk, who's still dressed as a completely different time era. But I would say that Tren, William, all of you, and Texas included, are wearing time-appropriate clothing. Interpret that as you will.
Sorry, you said they were dressed in finery, so I'm wondering if any of us are kind of dressed up.
Tell me, who would be dressed up? Which of you, when going through the portal, go ahead and roll a d20. Even, you are dressed up and you are looking affluent. Odd, you are dressed in more sort of commonplace clothing.
6.
So you're looking good, William. You got a suit on. You look like you could fit in.
I got a 4.
You're looking good too, Tren.
Looking like a scrub here.
Looking like
17.
17.
Got a tan.
Tan. So Kiara, you're looking good too.
I'm a tall 10. I'm a tall.
You a tall.
Finery dress.
You a tall 10, girl.
Tall 10 all day long.
Baby, you.
I lost my ears for a minute, so I missed if there was supposed to be a modifier on that.
Nope, no modifier.
Nope, it was just a 15 on the die.
15. So you kind of looking scrubby too.
Texas, you and I are the ones that look kind of more commoner among the rest of our party who look real nice.
Oh, that's okay. I can go
I
with
look
this.
like a pilgrim.
I can go with this. If we get our party size down.
Set her loose. Send her away. Go for it. Do it.
Oh, you know I'm good at talking people into things. You've seen me do it
That's
before.
what I'm saying. Go. Why are you still
Well,
here?
I need you guys with me, and we need to shrink some of you down. Listen, anybody want to turn into a rat? Because I can't get all 6 of us in. Well, yeah, but then we got to get you in later. Listen, I'm almost sure I can get 3 or 4 people in.
You said that I'm in finery-ish. I'm looking good, right? So I would.
You looking good as hell.
I'm going to open my parasol that I just bought.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk like a person at a time, I guess. And I'm going to walk up to one of these people that are watching the gate. I'm going to let them argue, and I'm going to walk up to this person.
Okay. Yeah. Left or right?
Left.
Left. Got it.
I'm going to wait. If he's talking to someone, I will wait a moment, and then I will. Just what is going on here, sir?
Yeah. This is the Tesla convention thing. It's like a expo. They're showing all sorts of like new equipment and the latest and greatest in rising technology.
Technology.
Yeah.
Fantastic. How does one get in?
You got to come with an invite.
Oh, an invitation.
Yeah.
Well, I see. And were they all sent out personally? Do you know?
Hey, were they all sent out personally? And the guy off to the side and he kind of shrugs. He's just like, I'm just supposed to check to see if they got an invite. He's like, yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Well,
are they collecting them?
If one was to try and get an invite, how would I go about that? I'm very interested.
Oh, I mean, yeah, no, of course you're super interested in this. I mean, you could make a donation to the Tesla College Fund.
Oh, how much of a donation are you looking for?
Oh, $20.
Ooh, that's a bit steep.
Yeah, well, I mean, college ain't cheap.
Well, no, but it does prove to give some very brilliant minds.
The most brilliantest.
Most brilliantest, of course. Well, I could do that.
Perfect. Yeah. No, that's great. Gotta love funds.
I will rifle through very, very slowly, and I will pull out a $20 bill. I'm assuming I still had some of my regular money.
Sure.
And I will hand it to him.
This looks a little. Why does it look so funny?
Freshly printed, don't you know? You can go down to the bank and get them.
Deception check.
Deception?
Yep.
Woo.
See if
Well,
they'll take
fell off the
Apple.
Where's deception? That's a +1. That's in 18.
18. He looks at it and goes, Hey, Tim, look at this. Freshly printed. Ain't you jealous? And he's like, what are you doing? Are you charging people to get in? He's like, no, it's going to the Tesla College Fund. Tim looks over at him and he goes, I didn't know we were taking donations. And he goes, yeah, please enjoy your stay at the expo.
Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful gentleman.
Oh, please. And he kind of does like a weird like bow, and he's and lets you in.
All right, I'm walking in.
Yeah.
I'm going to mentally say to Texas, they accept bribes.
Oh, okay.
And the guy in the corner is like, why are you bowing? He's like, she was English in nitwit. You're supposed to bow to the British. I was like, you're not supposed to bow to the British, you idiot. You're supposed to bow to the Queen. Oh, I thought it was all of them.
Love it so much. I get it.
All right, so are we doing this in small groups then? Because I'm going in. Anybody wants to come with me? Let's go now.
Now, what did you say about that whole rat thing?
Oh, I could turn you into a rat, stick you in my pocket, get you right in.
How many rat things can you put in your pocket?
Only one. Well, actually, I could probably put a lot more than that, but I can only turn one person into a rat. I already done turned somebody into a snail earlier today.
Well, if anyone has to do it, it's probably going to be me, since I don't look quite as fancy as the rest of y'all.
Well, I
I'll
don't
have
look
to talk
super
to them.
fancy either, but I'm actually kind of counting on the fact that I don't look fancy. In fact, you might want to come with me not looking fancy. We'll stick him in my pocket, and that's 3 of us right there.
Maybe.
My plan requires a lack of fancy.
How about
You
a
gonna-
wolf?
Oh God, we got to take a wolf too? I'm not sure that's going to work. I don't know they're going to let a dog into the place. I mean, we can try. I'll try. I will try anything. Okay. You want to be a rat?
Or if somebody could carry my weaponry, I could.
I'm
I
7.
turn him into a rat.
Who do you turn into a rat? Turk, do you fail the saving throw?
I failed the saving throw.
Ah! All right, I stick a Turk rat in my pocket.
What's the Turk rat called?
Well, he's got to be Scritch. I mean, it's always Scritch.
I will
All
accept.
rats are Scritch.
I will accept Scritch, or you may call him Zorro.
Aw, yes, he's Zorro.
All right,
Oh, that's
you
beautiful.
take Zorro and put him in your pocket.
Okay. Cass, you coming with me?
I need to know the plan before we go in this, because you said you had a plan, but I didn't know what it was.
That's right. I sometimes forget to tell people my plans before I do them. It's a habit I have. All right. So we're going to be delivering some important equipment to Mr. Tesla.
Are we now?
Yeah, we sure are. It's super important that he gets it in like the nick of time. I've got all sorts of fancy looking stuff in my bag. This what is it? This little amulet I have. I mean, that looks super important. Who knows? That could be used for something scientific, but I wouldn't know because I'm kind of dumb as bricks because I'm just a delivery boy.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea. Actually, I might have. I don't think. Never mind. Yeah, it might work. Let's give it a shot.
Do you have anything fancy too?
I'm gonna dig through my bag and see if I can find anything that might be electrical looking or something.
All right.
I don't
so
know if I do.
Tran and William, you want to get in on this? You want to somehow shrink yourselves down or invisible yourselves or whatever fancy stuff you do, or you guys want to try your own plan on the side?
I mean, I can fly.
It's an idea.
Let's see your plan in action. Let's go.
Okay, let's do this. So you two are going to be on your own if this works, and you guys are going to have to find your own way in.
We'll cover your backs.
Kiara, when you walked in, are you waiting for the rest? Like, are you waiting near the entrance, almost like you're going with a group to the more Renaissance fair, and you wait for all of them to make it in first?
I'm going to try to not look so obvious. I would like to walk in a little bit and start looking around,
Got it.
but keep my eye on the door.
Sure. Okay.
I am going to. Oh, you know what? I'll try to set you up for a win. I'm going to mention that do you want to go by a special secret code name, or you just want to go by William? That like you and your partner
So, hang on.
are waiting in the wings
I
to like
think-
deliver something else.
Okay. So William and Tren don't want anything to do.
That's okay. I was just trying to give them an advantage if they try something on their own.
Sure.
I was just trying.
Yeah.
Right?
Code word. Caw.
Okay. And if it doesn't work, do something else. Sure. All right. Let's do this thing. Yeah?
You're perfect. You're perfect.
So William and Tren are staying. Turk is a rat inside Texas's pocket, and you are walking up with Cass.
Yes.
With a very important delivery.
Big
It must
dog.
arrive
Multiple
the next
deliveries.
And a big dog. Okay.
And a bit, yeah. I don't know if the dog's gonna get it or not. We'll see. I don't know.
All right.
We'll see how good I am at talking people into stuff. Wow. Okay.
Turk didn't give. Turk
No,
didn't
he-
give Wolf
All of a
directions,
sudden,
so
came
Wolf
around.
Wolf is staying behind.
Okay.
He's looking around for Turk.
Aw.
I'm gonna before we go up, I'm gonna pull Zorro out of my pocket and be like, "Come here, boy." I mean, maybe he smells the same
Give
to
me
a
an-
dog. I don't know. Come here, boy.
Give me animal handling, please.
Ooh.
Lunchtime.
This is your daddy.
I got a snack.
That was a 9.
That was a 9 plus
This kid.
No, that was a 9 with the plus.
a 9.
Oh no.
So you go, look, this is your, and Wolf nods his head, but the rat takes off. Jumps off of your head. He does not have
Do
the
I get any
intelligence
sort of
of
a dex
Turk.
save to like grab onto him
Give
before
me
he
a
runs
dex
away?
saving throw as the rat goes to jump out of your hand. He does not maintain intelligence here. Like he has the int, wisdom, and
Okay,
think
this
of
is
a
a
rat.
dex save. All right, Wolfgarin, I'm using your die to roll this one.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Yes.
Look at that. 19 plus 5, 24.
as the rat goes to jump, you give it a squeak, and you just hear beep. A little bit of rat poop comes out, just as just is like
Ew.
like in your hand. But Wolf shakes his head and then immediately just goes and walks around to the other side.
Oh, Pat draws.
Oh, Pat draws! You're
Oh
so
my
generous. Thank
That
you,
was
dude.
so sweet.
Pat Dross just gifted a whole bunch of subscriptions to the group. You're the best. Yeah, man. Pat Dross, take a +5 that you can duel out to anybody that you so choose. Take a couple. Actually, take a few. That was really sweet. Take 3, buddy. You got 3 +5s that you can pass out to any of the players of your choice. You can wait for a draw that they're about to make. So.
All right.
Okay, so Wolf is actually going to walk away from you guys and head towards the back of the facility,
All right.
almost as if to say, "I will find my own way in."
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
It's all right. That'll probably make it slightly easier.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna say, follow my lead to Cass, and I'm gonna run up to these guys, looking like as short of stature as I can, and out of breath, and just a little grungy. And I'm gonna be like,
Left or right?
guy on the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa! Which
Whoa.
slow your horses.
Sorry, sirs. Sirs. Excuse. I have to get this to Mr. Tesla. I've got the amulet of. Oh gosh, what random thing did I grab? It was the amulet of concentration because it looks kind of fancy
All right.
in my hand. And I'm like, I got to get this to Mr. Tesla. It's really important for his equipment. I have no idea why, but he needed me and her to get the things that he needs for his what's it thingamabobber?
Well, it don't look too big. Why does he need 2 people to bring 1 ambulance?
Because she's got her own stuff. She's been searching the east side of the city. I've been searching the west side of the city. We met together. We got to get this thing in. He's going to be so mad at me, sir, if I don't get it to him.
What he said.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, which dice do I use? Okay.
For
we're
me
gonna
as
do
well,
this
or
one.
just for Texas?
No, Texas is doing the speaking for you.
All right.
Oh my
That was a nat
God.
20.
Um,
That was on the same dice Wolfgren.
all right.
Would you like to know what it actually was with the
Sure.
pluses?
Give me the pluses, please.
That's a 31.
A 31. He goes, he goes, oh God. No, this is a fancy science necklace. Yeah. No. I think I heard I heard him talking about this one day. Hey, did you ever hear him talking about a fancy science necklace? And he goes, what the hell are you talking about, man? No.
Hey, don't talk too loud. It's sensitive.
The necklace? Oh,
No, all of this stuff is top secret. He's gonna beat me. He's gonna be so mad if I
would
don't
you
get it
stop
to him
saying the
fast.
word top secret as loud as you can? Yeah, just go. Just go. Just go.
Thank
Just
you.
go.
Thank you.
I grab Cass and run in.
And he's like,
Oh, wait! There's a couple of other people coming behind us. They were supposed to be getting equipment too. A big guy, another guy. We gotta go. I'm so sorry, sir. And I keep running.
a big guy and another guy. What the hell was that? He's like, I don't know, man, but I ain't never heard of no fancy science necklace before. He's like, well, you did not go to college like I did. Fancy science necklaces are a thing. I seen it. He's like, fine, okay.
All right, do you want to do what they just did, or do you just want to go invisible?
Just do the invisible thing. If that's
Favorite
what you
line
do.
so
All
far
right.
of the whole night.
Trent, do you cast invisibility on William as well?
I do, yeah.
You too easily. Just
Both of us had invisibility.
yeah, the whole time. You time your movements and so that there is not a huge crowd, and as you walk through, you're like, and you just hear him go like, I'm telling you, there's a big guy and another guy. There wasn't a descriptor for the other guy. She just said it's a big guy and another guy. He's also got fancy science necklaces, and he's bringing them even more fancy science necklaces. And it's supposed to help you get like, I don't know why, but Tesla must be just up to here with necklaces. And he's like, you're an idiot. You know that, right? You're an idiot. He's like, no, shut up. I'm looking for the big guy and the other guy. They're coming.
I went to college.
Yeah, I went to college. I got me a college fund.
What are they on about?
Yeah, Trent, take DM inspiration for that, pal. To be used.
Everybody gets an ambulance.
I'm gonna homebrew an item that's the fancy science necklace. Cool.
And it has nothing to do with science.
It has nothing to do with science. Texas, Cass, Tren, William, Kiara, and you all find yourselves on the other side of the Science Expo. It looks to be a small collection of tents and little stalls and little booths, all leading up to a larger stage, which a few people seem to be milling about and enjoying themselves. You see the latest when it comes to the latest and greatest models of ice boxes, which are being looked at. You see a couple of other smaller inventions too, and some preliminary lights. I need Tren. Tren has been our research junkie here. Tren, give me a history check, please, as you walk into this place. And I'm going to say, William and Tren, you're still invisible until you tell me otherwise, correct? This lasts for a minute or an hour?
An hour.
An hour. So until you tell me otherwise, I'm just going to say that you are invisible and walking the space. It's just an amulet that creates another am.
Alright, that's a 23.
It's like the triple of amulets.
So Trent, as you're examining the space and sort of looking about, we are going to have to figure out how you two come out of invisibility at some point. But I'm going to say that as you look off to the side, you see an individual gathered around the stage, which you immediately recognize as Thomas Edison.
Okay.
Who appears to be standing very close to the stage and looking at the stage. He's got a small notebook out, and he seems to be taking quite a few notes on as he looks around the space. His eyes seem to be darting, but his back is to the stage itself. The group is all together, and after a fair bit of time, Wolf even joins the group. Wandering through the crowd, and as people like absentmindedly look down and see a dog, and some of them give him small pats on the head and stuff like that. But yeah, you are all gathered together with the exception of Turk.
He's still in my pocket.
Okay.
What color is Tren right about now?
No color.
Invisible color.
Invisible color.
Right. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna pull Turk out of my pocket, and I guess I could just drop polymorph. I was gonna flick him on the nose, but I guess I could just drop polymorph, couldn't I?
Wait.
Okay, got it.
Wait, no.
Nope.
Oh no!
No.
No,
So
you're loving this too much.
in the middle of a crowd, Texas goes, I'm just gonna drop polymorph. And she holds a rat in her hand, and there is a poof, as the rat suddenly changes back into Turk, and you hear a scream in the crowd. I have to play this.
Trick.
I have to play this.
More specific, you do.
Pretend it's a magic trick. Hurry.
Isn't science wonderful?
You say,
Cass is
isn't
gonna start clapping.
you say, isn't science wonderful?
And Cass claps.
Ta-da!
Science.
I'm walking away.
Mariah's walking away. Give me a performance check, Texas.
Oh gosh, I'm not good at performance.
You're
I
a
guess
bard.
Well, no, I am. No, I am. I'm just not as good at performance as some other things, like deception and persuasion.
Can I also
okay.
kind of help bolster the performance with my clapping?
Take the roll at advantage.
Okay, that's that one. Okay. Yeah, the first one's gonna stand, but it's still a 22.
It is a 22. You see some odd faces around the crowd, but after a while, some of them just start like very confusingly, like clapping, trying to join Cass with the clapping. But there's definitely some faces that are drawn to the group. People are looking at you a little more carefully now. Isn't science wonderful?
Is it a better place?
What? Oh.
Maybe you've done this somewhere else?
Well, yeah, but wasn't that exciting?
Yeah.
Now we should go find Tesla.
I found Thomas Edison over by the stage area.
I don't know who that is.
You
You're still invisible.
hang on.
We've got an invisible guy talking.
Quietly.
Yeah.
Who are you saying it to, Trent?
We're doing
Just
so
like
much winning.
Anyone around us or in our group that could hear me pretty much.
Textcast Turk, you hear the disembodied voice of Trent say, Thomas Edison is not too far away. He's over there by the stage.
Kind of sounded like Trent. Where is Trent here?
I'm gonna poke him in the chest.
Oh god, I'm gonna reach out in the direction of the sound and just like paw at the air.
This is why I walked away. This is it.
How hard of a poke do you give him, Trent?
Just like a. He'll know. He'll know it's someone poking him.
I don't know,
but it's not
William.
like a hard poke.
Would you constitute that as an attack?
Oh god.
No, I wouldn't.
Well,
I'm just
okay,
poking him.
So he has to, in order to touch him, I want to say no.
All right, I'm gonna let it slide.
I see.
And you have to
Trent.
make an attack roll. That's
Yeah.
that's the question.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let it slide. You feel a poke in your chest, Turk, from the invisible source that is Tren, the disguised mind flayer. God, I love this game. Who pokes you in the chest? Kiara, you've wandered off on your own, just away from the group.
Yes.
Are you looking
Yes.
for anything in particular? Are you going where the... I love you so much. Thank you for your choices. Are you looking for anything in particular? Are you...
I'm trying to I'm trying to first of all kind of look to see what's in this room. I know there's a grand stage and I know there's a bunch of little things kind of about. I'm trying to, I guess, gauge the room. Like I know that whatever just happened over there freaked them all out, but I'm trying to like see if I can spot. Do I spot anyone noticing me in particular? I'm tall, and I'm told that Tesla likes tall women, which wouldn't be the first time that myself has been just stared at because I'm tall. So I'm trying to see if look, William Shakespeare did it. It's okay. I'm trying to see if anyone's noticing me.
Sure. Perception check.
Okay. I'm good at those.
You are good at those.
I have a +7.
I'm being kind.
That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. There's nobody paying attention to you. There is an odd yapping dog somewhere in the distance. But Ikibi, you need to grab that honey whiskey. There you go. Yeah, there's no judging here. In fact, I'm so proud of you. You don't see anybody explicitly looking at you. There is a woman past the stage, almost at the midway point, in a section that's roped off, who's walking around. But I'll say with a dirty 20, she's trying to look inconspicuous, but she's wearing a beautiful black dress with white polka dots on it, and she seems to be studying the stage intently. She's got long black hair, and right now she's sort of in profile, and she's got a set of glasses on, and she seems to be like poking and prodding small bits of the stage. Does that make sense? Nobody's really paying attention to you, but of everyone that stands out, you see the group not too far away, and Turk weirdly looking down at his chest like this, but you don't know why, and this woman who's sort of examining the stage.
Okay. Is there anything currently on the stage?
There is a large object in the center of the stage, which is covered with a large white sheet. The object looks to be almost as tall as you are, and about 8 feet long.
Okay.
But it's currently covered with a sheet.
There are other people by the stage?
Yeah, there's a few people gathered up near the front, but it looks cordoned off, like access to the back of the stage. You see a small set of stairs. You see almost looks like a curtain that's been curtained off at the very back of the stage. But there are other individuals as well that are near the front of the stage, almost as if they're pushing forward to try to get good seats.
Gotcha. I would want to get towards the front of the stage, but not too close. Like I'm not trying to get like concert close, and it's my favorite rock band close, but like close enough so I can gauge what's on the stage and kind of gauge the people. So maybe like 3 or 4 rows back.
Okay.
But I kind of want to get closer and see see if I can hear them talking about what's supposed to be up there, or perhaps Tesla in general.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So you guys watch, for those of you that are paying attention, you would watch as Kiara kind of scopes out the scene and then begins to, with her taller than normal size, push towards the front of the groups of individuals that are lined up, trying to get like second or third row. Okay. What is everyone else doing?
I'm gonna hang back and just keep an eye on everybody and kind of keep an eye on like further back so I can see both
Sure.
sets of the team now.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Is there a way I could get to like a higher spot so I could see it better? Or
Yeah, buddy. You can climb up on one of the stalls. It looks like they could hold your weight, and it looks like you would be able to get a better vantage point of the stage itself. But there are these small sort of stalls that looks like they were built either yesterday or the day before. That looks like they could hold your weight as long as you're not being too heavy.
I'll do that then.
Okay.
Try to climb up one of those.
Yep. Give me an athletics check. Unless you have other means of getting up there.
Let's see, do I? Nope.
Could fly.
That would be an 8 for athletics, 11 for acrobatics.
It takes you a bit of time. I think it's even funnier to me that as people are sort of getting themselves situated, you guys would just randomly hear like, like and people start looking around to see if somebody is like having an issue or something, but no, but you all would just randomly hear Tren just being like until you manage. It takes you some time, but you manage to climb aboard one of these areas and look over.
Okay.
Someone has a really bad stick.
I'm going to keep grabbing the amulet that I have in my hand.
The science amulet.
The science amulet, yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to look around and look very desperate and panicked and be like, have you seen Mr. Tesla? Like, have you seen Mr. Tesla? I got to get this to Mr. Tesla. Have you seen Mr. I've been looking everywhere for Mr. Tesla. Please, do you know where he is? I got to get this to him. It's a matter of urgency.
The woman on the side of the stage eventually hears the frantic, "Somebody help me, please! Somebody help that poor man!" As she comes over and she goes, "Hello."
Hi, I need to get this to Mr. Tesla. I've been looking everywhere for him. Have you seen him anywhere?
What is it?
No. Oh, he's going to be so mad if I let anybody else touch it.
Of course he will be. Well, if you wait till after the demonstration, I'm sure that he would be happy to come out. He'll be signing a few programs.
The demonstration is now. He needs this for the demonstration. Where is he? He is going to be so mad if he doesn't get it in time.
Does he?
Yes.
What exactly is it?
I told you I cannot tell you.
She will lean down to where you are and whisper in your ear, "No one sees him unless they go through me.
Right.
And you're not getting through me."
Even to deliver something that he desperately needs?
I can deliver it if he desperately needs it.
I'm not letting anybody else touch this.
Fine. Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh! That did not do as well as you said persuasion?
At disadvantage.
Yeah, no, I know. 13?
13. Okay, a 13. She looks at you, she looks back towards the stage, and give me contested dex checks as she turns around.
Okay, oh, that's probably not going to be very good. That's an 11?
She snatches the amulet from your hands as she looks that way, and then snatches it, pulls it back, and says, "I will be sure to deliver your regards."
Fine.
So where is she in relation to where I would have been?
You watch as this little boy goes tearing into the crowd, screaming bloody murder. I need Tesla. I gotta deliver this, and then is pulled up near the front of the crowd and you see the final bits of this interaction of her shaking this amulet in the face, saying, "I have to deliver it. He needs this." The woman leaning close to her and then turning back to look at the stage. And as Texas's eyes dart with the woman's hand reaches out, grabs the amulet, and pulls it out of her grasp.
Okay.
And you see a shocked look on Texas's face as the woman turns around.
As she turns around, can I do something else?
You can certainly try.
I say, see, and I just realized all this stuff that I could have done, and I did not scroll far enough in my spells. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I forgot I have invisibility. I could have used that. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I say,
William and Tren, for some reason, just nod to themselves. They don't know why, but just where they are positioned, they go, "I'm happy with the choices in my life that have led me to this."
I use prestidigitate. No, that doesn't work the way I thought it worked. Hang on a minute. Nope.
I'm going to give you one move here. I'm not going to let you cast multiple things. As she walks away from you hurriedly, you have one move here.
Okay. Shoot. Then I am going to turn. Oh, okay. I'm going to use Misty Step.
Okay.
Because I really need that amulet back.
Okay.
That is a really important amulet.
Got it.
I'm gonna use oh, people are gonna be so mad at me. I need that amulet back. Okay, I'm gonna use Misty Step to Misty Step in front of her, grab the amulet, and say, "You don't want to mess with me. Trust me."
William, Kiara, Cass, Tren, Turk, go ahead and roll d20s for me. Now, hang on. Don't tell me what you rolled. Any of you that get a 17 or above, raise your hand. Okay? Nope. Cass, you are going to represent a member of the audience that has seen a girl disappear from the spot she was in and land in front of the woman that was there. Go ahead and give me another dex check to see if you can snatch the amulet out of her hand.
Probably not. I'm rolling really low on that. That's an 11.
Nope. Your hand comes forward and grabs the amulet, and she pulls it back as you're all of a sudden in front of her. She turns around to look, and there's a gentleman at the front of the crowd who's staring kind of over to where this woman is and has just looked at the woman, and he writes something down in a notebook.
I'm so glad this is a science event. Anything can be explained with science.
God, what did she do? Hang on.
Oh no.
What are you guys doing while all this is happening? Sorry, I gotta pull up a character sheet.
Well, Cass was gonna try and weasel the thing out of her hand with a spell, but it just didn't happen.
I'm gonna be very kind and say all of you have that weird thought of, oh my God, something's happening with Texas. And all of you, wherever you are sort of watching this scene unfold, and there's only one other individual in the crowd that has looked over to the side of where Texas is and noticed that this was happening.
About how far away from me are them?
Thomas Edison is about 20 feet away.
How far away is Texas?
Texas, oh God, 70 feet?
Oh, never mind then.
Cast mass indifference.
I mean, I can do that. If I have it prepared, I don't think I do. I don't.
I am actually speaking with Wolf at the moment, telepathically and directing him to go start causing a commotion at the lady's feet.
Okay, Wolf is going to have to cut through this crowd. You're going to draw attention to the dog in this space. So you're willing to do this?
I am willing to do this. I don't know how much worse this can get.
Oh, you went and said it.
Okay.
You said a no-no.
Okay, buddy. She cast. Okay. Would Wolf intercede in this casting?
I don't know that he would recognize a cast. I don't even know that Turk would recognize that a cast.
Give me an Arcana check.
Can I counter?
14 plus 0, that's a 14.
Okay. She begins to cast, and you are aware that she is beginning to cast. There are verbal somatic components to this spell.
And I'm given the command attack.
Okay. You can counter this.
I can counterspell? Okay. I counterspell.
What level?
Third.
Okay, you're going to have to roll.
Okay. Nat 1.
Okay. The spell goes off. Wolf,
No.
what is the range on counter spell?
I'm not counterspelling.
What are you doing?
The
60.
chronal shift.
What is the range on chronal shift?
Let me see. 30 feet.
No.
I'm not within 30 feet.
You are close to where the rest of the party is, and I have already established that you are way more than 30 feet away from this scene.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. Wolf, I need you to give me a charisma saving throw for your boy.
Come on, boy. Let's see what you got. Yeah. No. That was a 4. I don't care what pluses you have.
Crap. Okay. Wolf's gone.
Okay.
Wolf has left the building. Wolf, as Wolf comes forward, the attention is redirected from being cast on Texas to the snarling wolf coming towards her, and Wolf disappears from the scene. Wolf is gone. Your connection to Wolf is cut immediately. Wolf is no longer there. She looks at you and goes, huh. Anything else?
I need my amulet back.
She turns around and begins to walk off away from the group.
Is she still holding it in her hand proper? Has she put it in some pocket or something?
She has walked away from the group, and she starts going, Mr. Tesla, sir. And as she yells for Mr. Tesla, sir, a gentleman comes walking out from behind the stage. He is flanked by 2 other individuals that look very similar to the men that were stationed at the very front. Give me an Arcana check, Texas.
Oh, God. I don't even know what dice to use anymore. They're all rolling bad.
You've had some poop rolls tonight.
Actually, that's a 19.
Okay. She banished Wolf. If Wolf ain't from around here, an invisible countdown clock starts in your head, as Wolf has currently been banished for the next minute. If Wolf ain't from around here, Wolf's gonna stay where he was from. But if Wolf's from around here, he'll appear in that space after a minute.
This plane, and he is from this plane, just not okay. So I know he's coming back.
Okay.
But I don't know how it works with time. He's from this plane, but not from this
It's
time.
the plane of existence.
It's the
Right.
plane of existence.
Oh, so he'd just come back. Okay.
So if
Right.
Wolf is from this plane of
Got it.
existence, he
Yeah, I know
stays
he's coming
here.
back.
If Wolf ain't from this plane of existence, he's not coming back. He's going to be stuck where he's from.
But what form is Wolf gonna take?
Okay.
Hey, Turk, where'd you get that surfboard, buddy? Yeah.
I made that surfboard.
Okay, good.
You see the woman walking forward to a man who greets her with open arms, and she hands the necklace over to where he is.
Mr. Tesla, that necklace is mine. I just really wanted to meet you, and I thought that was a way to get to meet you, and I lied, and I'm sorry, but I just...
No, it's fine. It's fine. You wanted to meet me. This is your necklace.
It is.
Yes.
I'm so
all right.
sorry.
Fine. No. It's good for. Always good to meet a fan of the sciences, especially one so young.
Thanks.
Yeah. Here. It takes the necklace from the woman who relinquishes it and hands it back to you.
I look at her and I say, I'm sorry I lied to you. And I try to say it as convincingly as possible.
Okay. And she nods her head. She will then go up to one of the two people next to Mr. Tesla and whisper in his ear. And you notice that the two of their eyes dart in your direction, and he goes, why don't you rejoin the other individuals lined up?
Okay. Can I do any sort of an insight check on what that conversation was? Like if this was a...
Absolutely. Give me insight check.
No.
It was...
It was great. That was it was a 9, but you know.
It was, whatever it was negative. They're not looking at you with fondness.
I had a feeling.
They're looking at you with a... Yes.
Okay, but I've got my necklace back, so we'll fix the rest of it later.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I go back towards everybody.
Texas's eyes are large. 30 seconds go by. 45 seconds go by.
I got my amulet back. I apologize. I don't think it's fixed. And Wolf is probably coming back in about 15 seconds.
Where?
I believe she banished him, and he's probably going to pop back. I mean, did you make him here, Turk? Not here, but you know what I mean. Before we went to the island?
Yes.
Okay, so he's probably going to come back in a second.
Okay.
Wolf does not come back.
Oh, no. But I recognize the spell as a banishment spell.
Yes.
Okay.
Wolf does not come back.
It was definitely a banishment spell, Turk.
Well, Wolf's not really a wolf. I don't know.
But he's from here. Like this plane. Do you think what is he really?
He's my surfboard. All he was
right.
A surfboard.
So there may be a surfboard somewhere around here.
Became a wolf. I don't. Do they surf in?
I don't know. Do we need to keep an eye out for a surfboard?
I don't know. He's gone.
I do not have the ability to look for an object to, I don't know, locate an object like a surfboard.
You can. If you want to cast another spell within the group of people, you are more than welcome to do that.
No, I do not have the ability to do that even if I wanted to.
All right. So with the sort of worried look on Turk's face and the conversation that is happening, William, you, with your invisibility, begin to move forward, correct? You see Mr. Tesla is about to begin his presentation. He's got a few note cards in his hand with some hand scribbled notes on it. And there is a conversation between the woman as she says, did you see? He's here. He's right up front. And he said, yes or no, of course. I saw that he was right here. He was right up front. You think I could have missed him? The old codger is right there. And she nods her head and she goes, the young boy that was just here, I think it's worthy. And he goes, do not interrupt me, please. Do not. I'm a little nervous and I just want to go over the notes that I have in front of me. And she goes, fine. Perhaps that young lad might make an excellent volunteer for the experiment. If they are as big a fan as they say they are, then it would probably thrill them to no end to be pulled up on stage. And he goes, yes, fine. And I will look for them in the crowd as soon as I am able to. It is fine. All right. I will do this. This will be a way to secure funding for the next few years. Mr. Tesla walks onto the stage to a polite smattering of applause from the crowd. And you see as he comes forward, I'm going to say that, William, you're still backstage with this guy.
Look at what's behind the curtain.
You're going to walk on the stage where the curtain is?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Stealth, please, at advantage. You're invisible, but you're lifting a curtain now.
Is there's not a way around the side through the sides?
It is a large object on the stage with a white sheet draped over it. So no matter where you are, you're going to have to
lift the sheet in order to see what's underneath it. Got it. I was just trying to figure out what's going on. I'm going to go to the back side of it, obviously.
Okay.
Not bad. That would be 14 total.
14 total. Yeah, you very stealthily lift the sheet up. I need to look at something. No, you are not attacking. You are not casting a spell. You were able to lift the sheet up. Before you is a large metal circle. The base has some odd mechanical items that are affixed to it. You see this large metal circular object is being covered by the sheet. But as you lift up the sheet, you are able to catch a very quick glance at this large metal circle with the metal base. It looks to be 2 or 3 or 4 power sources attached to it. But that is what you are able to glean, unless you would like to duck in under the sheet as well and study it more intently.
No. I'll move to the side, closer to the lady.
All right.
Or did she stay up on stage?
No, she stayed off.
Okay, so I'll just move over to the side, kind of observe.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to have everyone here at the expo. Yes, so welcome to an invention of mine that I've been working on for quite some time, a marvel of science to allow us to reach beyond the means of mere mortals, to go and explore the last unknown space, the afterlife. It has been in my mind for quite some time, and I could not have been able to accomplish this task without some newfound help. And he nods behind him to the woman off stage. She is not visible from the audience, but you see Tesla turn around and nod. And he goes, my latest work of art. And he reaches forward and takes the sheet off and pulls it. And everyone sees before them a large metal circle. This large metal circle looks like it's affixed in several places to a metal base. There are containers, large, heavy, cylindrical containers all around the metal base itself. And as he takes the sheet off, it looks it looks epic. This looks, the scope of this, the intricacy, it could be an art installation somewhere. It looks simultaneously industrial and yet not. Almost as if it's a work of art, with a heavy hand of industry upon it. As he takes the sheet off, the audience goes wild. They begin to applaud longer and harder, and he seems to revel in this applause a tiny bit. And he goes, for the longest time, we have not been able to understand what happens to a soul, but I am here to postulate that a soul is energy, that all of us merely return back to the energy source in which we came. And so, that being said, who is ready to reach out to the other side? And as Cass, you go to put your hand up, he immediately points a hand at Texas. And he goes, I met a very exuberant young man earlier today that is a huge fan of science and went above and beyond in order just to meet me. So, you, young man, and he points a hand in your direction, please join me upon the stage. And there is a, clapping as you are, people move out of the way to clear a path for you leading up to the stage.
I walk up.
All right. Now, what is your name?
My name, sir?
Apparently, he is a little shy, and there is a.
My name is Remy.
Your name is Remy.
Yes.
Remy, have you ever lost anyone?
I don't really like to talk about that.
No. Why would you? What if you could have a conversation with them again? Would you like that?
Well, I suppose so.
Good. Very good. I suppose we all would enjoy that. One more conversation, one more walk through the park, one more dinner with them at our side. Remy, if you will allow me, I need you to stand right here. And he brings you over to the side of this large metal contraption where you see a spot that looks to be a square on the very side of this machine. The square that has been marked off with a bit of looks red paint that's still wet in some places, as if it was just placed there. And he goes, now, Remy, place your hand upon the square. It will give a little bit to feel where your hand is.
Okay, I put my hand on the square.
Now, you might feel a little shock here. I assure you it is completely normal as the machine turns on.
Okay.
Okay. Do you keep your hand there?
Sure.
Okay.
As we all stand around and watch Texas fry.
I thought it was something I was standing on, and so I was going to levitate a little bit, but that's not going to work here.
Okay. You place your hand firmly against the red square. Everyone in the audience is leaning forward just a tiny bit as he makes his way behind the contraption and speaks from the other side of the circle and goes, behold, science being used to open a door that has remained closed for far too long. A door to the other side. I give to you a look beyond the veil. Go ahead, William.
Let me ask you this. Could I subtle shift her, which all it does is move the person like an inch, or it moves them just enough to where her panel, where she's not touching the panel. I know I will be no longer invisible.
Okay. As he goes over to a large switch away from it, that seems to be connected to this machine via wires. There is a look at Texas, and you see him cross his fingers as he flips the switch. If you would like to cast Subtle Shift to shift her away from it, you may.
Yeah, it's a reaction. So
Okay. We time this out so that this happens. As you cast Subtle Shift upon her, the machine kicks on, and for the briefest instant, you're not sure whether you managed to shift her off to the side or not. But her hand is not making contact with the device. As the device turns on, you manifest right next to the woman and the two other men that are standing there. The woman looks at you with surprise and nods her head as the two men standing next to you each grab an arm and clamp down upon it. Okay? The machine does not go off the way it was intended. Instead, a spectral blue current begins to form, almost as if there is water being poured into this spot. And it's starting at the center, and the water is just expanding outward from the center of this metal circle outward. Outward, 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 outward. But it looks to be made out of a spectral blue material. As this happens, as it gets larger and larger and larger, it conforms around the metal sphere. The audience gasp rather loudly. As the audience gasps, there is a brief moment where it looks as if a hand is coming out from the other side. Texas, from your viewpoint, Tesla is still far back, and there is no one on the other side of this. But from the middle of this pool, it looks to be a hand coming out. Okay? There is a tiny spark that seems to come from the power supply itself, and the portal abruptly shuts off. And you watch as Tesla, off in the corner, takes a hand on the lever and brings it back up and brings it back up as if to kick it on, and then you just hear a silence fall over the crowd. And then you hear one man laughing. Tren, you recognize this man as Thomas Edison. This one man laughing breaks the tension long enough that everyone begins to laugh. And they do polite applause around it. And you hear the man yell from where he is, "What an interesting parlor trick! Can you manifest anything more than a hand?"
Can I see the expression on Tesla's face?
Yeah.
He's like disappointed.
Devastated.
He's like devastated. And the portal's gone?
The portal has been gone. The electrical current connected to it has been shut off. As it looks like there is not enough power in the source provided in order to maintain it longer than that. He smiles wide and regains composure and comes towards the front of the stage and says,
Can I do something here? As that happens, when I see his face?
Sure.
Can I create I want to make sure that this is allowed. 5-foot cube. Sound, light, smell, or sensory effect. It's just an illusion. I wanted to try to recreate that portal look, but with a figure there, almost flashing in and out and then going away, but so that I could do a big dramatic father and then let it fall away.
Okay.
And I'm gonna work on crying a little.
This is going to be a deception check.
Yes.
That is the mother of all DCs.
Okay. Oh, crud. Okay.
Because you are maintaining whatever concentration you have on this spell and then still trying to give an Oscar-worthy performance. As Tesla walks forward and goes, well, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to science, and then all of a sudden there is a gasp as the portal reappears in the space.
Okay.
With
Is she within 30 feet of me
She is.
at this point?
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Flash of Genius, which gives her a +4 on her roll.
Add a +4 automatically to this roll.
All right. Okay. 8.
Before Texas goes to cast, because I feel like I'm close enough and I know Texas well enough. I am going to keep my hands low.
Okay.
And I am going to begin to move my hands, and I am going to cast Shape Water.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and pull some moisture in the air to make that portal kind of appear again. Not as big as it was, but maybe that will, because it kind of looked like water. Maybe that'll help. I'm keeping my hands low.
There's an odd mist that seems to emanate from the portal as Kiara, you keep your hands low and you're like, shh, I hope this works, I hope this works, I hope this works, I hope this works. And you're filling into the space. What is your deception check? Texas?
Oh, mine? Okay, so it's at this point it's a 23.
A 23, and that's with the +4.
Yeah. But would doing that give me advantage? I don't know.
Sure.
All right. Okay, 11, 22, 26.
26. The DC was 25.
Oh, after the tier, can I look over at him without, like, is he at an angle where I could give him a little wink without other people seeing it?
If you want to make another roll.
No, that's okay.
I'm
not gonna push my luck.
As you're like, I did it the best before.
Nope, not worth it.
Like our son would do at a dance recital. Just be like, I did it. Are you proud of me, Pops? As you see Texas hit her knees and outstretch a hand as one tear seems to hit her face. Whatever natural lighting is outside seems to reflect off the tear as she tilts her head in that direction. And she just gives this heartfelt, Father? And her voice cracks and wavers just a tiny bit, and you hear the audience gasp as a woman near the front faints. And the illusion drops, but the mist in the air begins to filter outward as everyone in the audience then looks at each other and rushes the stage. Men start reaching into their wallets, holding money and grabbing money out of it and holding it up in the air. Asking for a turn as women go, my children, my child, I wish one more time with them. And another man, my mother, she hid the silverware. If you could ask her where, and they're just holding out, handfuls of money. And Tesla smiles and he goes, yes, well, please see my assistants who are ready for any sort of donations you would like to make towards the Tesla company. We are more than honored to be able to help. And oh, look, yes, just as the new takes over, the old pays their respects. And he nods and gestures toward Thomas Edison. And he goes, I know you are here to pass off the torch to your betters, but for the time being, I am grateful for you to be here. And Thomas gives a small nod as Tesla stands upon the stage and he goes, find an individual wearing a lab coat and you will see that they represent my company and the tower we hope to one day erect to give everyone access to this technology. Thank you all so much. And he bows his head. You see him make a little bit of eyes at Kiara as her form towers above the crowd and she's not rushing forward. And he just gives a small wink in her direction as he's bowing and glad-handing with the group. and you see him go over to the child and to where Texas is and pick you up and say, "Are you all right? Are you? Can I? Oh God! All right. Good. Good. You were the first one to not sustain any thing."
Yeah, you might want to do some more tests on that, maybe on really resilient people before you use that with the public.
Yes. Yes. No, this is...
Are there other people like directly around us, like within listening distance?
No, it's just the two.
Okay, I helped a little bit.
You helped.
I did. I just don't want anybody to die.
How did you help?
And I do a really quick, like, illusion of a hand that's right in front of me, like in front of my hand, and then I drop it. I just couldn't stand when he was laughing at you. I'm so sorry.
No, it did not.
It worked. It started to work. I saw the hand, but I got moved a little bit, and I thought I messed it up. I may have been the one to mess it up because I got moved a little bit, and I just didn't want to see him laugh at you. I wanted this to be successful.
Pat Draws, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are welcome here anytime. So, thank you. He looks crestfallen, and he goes,
It really did start to work. I think it was me.
Dinner. Tonight. Please, if you are able to... You and anyone that you wish to bring.
Good, because I have some friends. I wouldn't want to leave them.
Who are your friends?
Well, there's 5 of us total, and we had a dog, and I can't find him. He's gone. Sometimes he looks like a really long board. It's very confusing.
I have a quick question.
We need to find him.
Trent.
Would my Flash of Genius count as a spell?
It would.
Okay, I'm on top of, just pop out of nowhere on top of it.
Yeah. He goes,
on top of stall.
Yes. Well, dinner this evening, then. Back here at the tower, I will have a car to meet you, let's say 7 o'clock. They will bring you to where I am, and we will have a nice, wonderful dinner. Whoa! How I nerd! Thank you for the raid, gang! We're playing some D&D!
I have to tell you, I'd already pulled them up to raid them as soon as we ended.
We had just talked...
Oh, you guys are amazing!
We had just talked about how we are part of your wonderful, wonderful group, and you caught us in the midst of a D&D game. Hello, gang!
Thank you guys so much!
This is awesome. We
I've
appreciate
got them
the
pulled up right over here so we can raid when we're finished.
Thank you. We are so happy to be part of the storytelling group that was formed, and so thank you. So many new faces. Welcome to the chat, gang. This is our D&D game set with time traveling and historical fiction and all sorts of fun stuff. But thank you. It's set yes. So thank you. And all the followers. I can't thank you.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing.
Welcome to the. Thank you. We're Stream Team partners. So I'm gonna send you guys all sorts of love, and then I'm gonna try to get back to the story. But thank you guys. The physician's prescription actually does really well. It is a magical item actually used by our dear Cass. So thank you to everybody. I'm gonna read some names off. Know your role. Such a good DM. Jim the DM. Thank you so much. Glitz Gamer.
Gamer Mom Luna.
Dice Barbarian. Gamer Mom Luna.
Glitz Gamer.
All of you guys. I can't thank you enough. You're going to make me start crying in the middle of a D&D stream. So we love you. Welcome to Indigo Chameleon. We like to tell stories, and we've got an amazing cast of players. So. Oh my God, you are the best. So as this conversation between Nikola Tesla is happening with Texas on the stage, you guys are in late 1800s New York. I do have to get to a point where we figure out what's going on. Thank you for the bits, Dice Barbarian. You're the best. William, you are currently being held by 2 rather large-looking gentlemen, and there is a woman standing next to you. And she is watching this scene go on between Texas and Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla, out on the middle of the stage, and she looks over in your direction and says, well, I believe an introduction is in order.
Yes, and you are?
I am the assistant to Mr. Tesla. Who, may I ask, are you?
I'm William.
Ah, William, nice to meet you. Who is
Pleasure to meet you.
this? And she looks at the little bird on your shoulder. No, you have a fat manatee.
That's right.
Have you been?
I forgot.
Have you been?
It's in my pocket.
The fat manatee in your pocket?
Yeah, it's my flatulent manatee.
She will look down at your bulging pocket and see the tiny head of a manatee sticking out. And she will go, hey, is that a manatee in your pocket? No, she does not say that. And instead, she will look down at your pocket. There it is. Know your role. Beat me there by 2 seconds. And she goes, what is that in your pocket, dear?
It's a friend of mine.
Ah. Hello there. And what's your friend's name?
Hello to my little friend.
You shut your mouth. Gonna make me lose it in front of the new kids. You're not allowed to break your DM. You're supposed to make me look good. Who is this? What is the name of your friend?
It's not important.
All right. Why are you manifesting upon my stage?
Well, it seemed apropos.
Ah. Are you done?
Yes.
Are you
not here to do anything malicious?
Well, it just seems odd. Invisible men usually don't manifest upon my stage at random moments.
Well, where do they manifest?
I wish I was still invisible at that time. Just pop up right next to her.
I was
Oh.
What was your name again?
I'm sorry.
What was your name again?
Oh, my name. Yes. I already told you. It was obviously not that important for you to remember.
Your last name.
Oh, we'll have to get each other a little bit more time before we move on.
Hey, buddy, what's first and foremost in your head right now?
The manatee in my pocket.
The manatee in your pocket? Okay. You notice this woman looking intently at you. She does a quick nod of her head to the two guys, and they bear down with their grip on your arm. She looks to be somewhat confused as she stares at you, and immediately her eyes drift down to the pocket. I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay, so that's going to be a 16 on the die.
A 16. Let me check their DC. You just beat the DC, William, as you feel a mind probing into yours. This is a form of detect thoughts, and you watch as this person is sort of rocked backwards, as you see her trying to glean information. However, time spent with your father reassesses and reaffirms your position as a mighty wizard, and you, as you feel her trying to break the mental barriers down, you hear in your voice, echoing out through the voice of Gary's at the same time, a resounding no. And the mental barriers that you have set up force her out of your mind, and she is rocked backward physically as the detect thoughts spell is broken instantaneously, and she takes a few halting steps backward. With that look upon your face, she she gestures once again, an absent-minded flick of her wrist toward the two gentlemen holding you at arm's length, and she says, let him go. I don't want to find you anywhere near Mr. Tesla during one of his experiments ever again. Do you understand?
You shouldn't be so flippant with your abilities.
Him saying that is beautiful.
Oh, really?
You could get hurt, or someone else. And I don't mean that as a threat.
You're with the smaller one, aren't you? Who are you?
Who are you? Who are any of us?
I am Mistress Morgana Le Fay.
Pleased to meet you, Morgana.
You have your father's eyes. And your mother's sense of humor.
Well, that's very kind of you.
It's not.
So that's what we've resulted to?
Yes. Take your gun out and shoot him in the chest. The gentleman, the two gentlemen standing there, one of them will nod in her direction, and he will take a gun out from his side.
Misty step to behind her.
Oh.
Okay. You will begin to cast, and as you do, you will Misty step behind her, just as Mr. Tesla comes into this scene, having left Texas, and goes, yes, another fan. This is very good. And what is your name? I will be signing programs. Please, I must have a little bit of a talk with my assistant, if you don't mind. But please, join the rest of the individuals. If you wish to make a donation, we will talk more about it, I promise.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir, and I'll reach out my hand to shake it.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I did not get your name.
William.
William, yes. And you see him turn his head to the side and smile, and then turn back, and he slaps the guy holding the gun in the face. It's a little slap across the cheek. He goes, "There are children here. Put the gun away. I do not pay you to pull out a gun on a random man who wants to have a conversation. Put the gun away." And he puts the gun away at his side. And he goes, "William, it was a pleasure. I will come out and meet and talk with everyone in a little bit, if you don't mind."
Oh, it's not my pleasure. I'll flourish. I'll see you later, Morgana.
Yes, very well. And he looks over and he goes, "Morgana?" And she's staring at you, and she says, "It's Morgan. Some people are a little too formal, sir." And he goes, "Yes, well, Morgan. Very well, Morgana." And he begins to pull her off to the side, having a conversation. She finally breaks eye contact with you, and you are able to rejoin the rest of your party.
Guys, we're trouble.
What happened?
I need you to start keeping track of spell slots, because y'all have got to be running a little bit low. With all them Misty steps.
Restored 2 spell slots
during the short rest.
With that short rest.
Yeah. Cool. So you all are going to have a brief respite as individuals are clamoring to donate money to Mr. Tesla and his amazing invention. I'm going to give you guys a second to convene and talk with one another. As you see Texas and William make their way from back behind the stage and rejoin the rest of the group.
Hey, we got invited to dinner.
But William came out and he goes, we messed up. So, or we're in trouble. So guy's gonna slap him on the shoulder and demand to know what he did.
I met Morgana Le Fay. It's gonna be great. It's bad.
I'm sorry. Who?
Yep.
I don't know who
yes,
that is.
That's exactly what. Yes.
From the book.
Yep. That's the one.
The book. I
From-
didn't. What book?
Yep. Yeah, the book, the whole story, everything
What
we're
is she
talking
doing
about.
here?
I don't know, but one of the things was she was going to kill me. It's pretty a common.
That's a common thing with you.
I just said it's a common thing.
So Tesla's partner wants to kill you.
Who doesn't?
I think the point
Knows
here is
my
Tesla's
father.
partner is Morgana.
Right,
Yes.
but I'm not from this place, so I have no idea who that is.
Depending on which version of a tale that you read, she's very much against Merlin.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
kind of in both or all of them. She's not a nice person.
It honestly depends on. Look, I read a lot. Okay, so it really depends on the book.
But she's very powerful from
She's
what I
very
remember
powerful.
reading.
All I know is the movie I saw.
Well, she might not be at dinner. We should probably ask.
But if she's his assistant, or as you say, his partner, she probably will be.
Yeah.
So no dinner? Because
Why-
I was
why do you need to
hungry.
do again?
What?
Trent,
Tren.
I couldn't hear.
we may
Sorry.
have messed this up.
You
What
guys,
was it you needed to come here to do again?
you guys look around for Tren and you cannot see him until you see 2 feet dangling off of a small, like little hut, a little building, and they're dangling back and forth and sort of kicking. You help him down, and after helping Tren down, the group wants to know why you have been sent here.
Oh, I'm trying to get the think tank into the story of Nicholas Tesla.
Right, but how are we supposed to do that again?
Or,
I
no,
need
how
to hit him with actually something I just did to Texas earlier when she was doing her portal scheme. A flash of genius, make him think better.
Dice Barbarian anytime.
All right, so we have to go to dinner. You have to pull this off without Morgan Le Fay messing it up. Fantastic.
As that conversation is had, and you guys all begin to prepare yourselves for what looks to be a long dinner later that evening, before any sort of rest is done, once again, Turk, what is your passive perception?
Better than anything I have rolled in a very long time. It's 22.
Passive perception. Now that's a name I haven't heard in many years. Turk, there is whispering coming from the stage.
Am I able to make out what's being?
It is very faint, but you are hearing it, and when you turn around, no one else seems to be reacting to it.
I'm actually going to make my way a little bit closer to the stage.
It gets louder. It gets louder. It's almost a frantic like cry for help. And as you begin to search around the stage, give me an investigation check, Turk, to see how quickly you can narrow down into this particular voice that is calling out to you.
21.
A 21. Turk, you are able to narrow down upon this voice as you get closer and closer to the device at the center of the stage.
Do I feel like the voice is coming from the device itself?
Yep. Would you like to place a hand upon it?
I don't, but Turk would in a heartbeat.
Turk, as you get closer and closer to the device, you guys all watch as you're having this intense conversation about what is going to happen, what Tren needs to do. All of you turn your eyes to the center of the stage where Turk is standing. The crowd seems enamored with Mr. Tesla, who has just come out, and as Turk gets close to the object and places his hand upon it, suddenly the voice coalesces and comes in hard. Turk? Where am I?
Wolf?
Turk?
Son of a...
Turk, where am I?
And I'm frantically calling, can you hear me, Wolf? Wolf?
I'm scared.
I'm going to find you, buddy. I'm going to find you. What do you see?
There's a lot of people here, Turk. But they don't smell like anything.
Stay away from the light.
You are my pack. I will find you.
I will find you. We'll be together again. You stay strong.
Turk, there's something else in here. It doesn't smell good, Turk.
Can you identify it? Do you know?
I need to run.
Run, Wolf. I'll find you.
The last word you hear as your hand is upon it is the word pack, which seems to echo out throughout your entire body. It travels down your arm, sending the hairs on the back of your arm standing straight up. The hairs on the back of your neck standing straight up, almost as if you are close to Wolf right as he barks. And you can feel that bark sort of echo out throughout your entire soul, alighting your heart, alighting your soul, as instantly, Turk, your spell slots are replenished, all of them, as this soul echo reverberates through your entire body. The word pack forming an intangible but stronger than any bond that you've ever felt before. As your brother, your friend, your son, your partner, your person who has been with you this whole time reaches out to you and cries for aid. But that echo, that bark is gone. Your hand still touching the cool metal, almost trying to will his presence to be by your side once again. And you involuntarily hit your knees.
My head probably is going to go forward and touch the thing as well as I'm bound there. But then I'm actually getting up, and do I know where Tesla is?
Do you say anything else as you press your head up against the metal?
I'm coming.
You hear, "Good luck."
Do I see Tesla?
Yeah.
I approach Tesla.
Hello.
Turn it on.
That's where we're gonna end tonight's episode. With Turk saying, "Turn it on now." That is where we are going to end tonight's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's episode. All of our new friends to the channel, everybody that followed and just warmed my heart. You guys are the best. We love each and every single one of you. Welcome to Indigo Chameleon. We tell lots of stories here. We've got a campaign set in Neverland tomorrow night. If you're not busy, it's a homebrewed world, and this group is amazing. Stay tuned for more time-traveling science fiction D&D adventures. You guys are the best. We love you. We're going to go raid another channel right now. We're going to go raid AP Gaming Real with all of you raiders to share the love in the RPG community. So we love you. Indigo Connect. And hey, thank you for hanging out and getting lost with us. We'll see you guys very soon.